Steeler Nation, what's going on? Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Yes, we have a lot to talk about, but I'm doing a video right now. I'm going to talk about Zach Frazier for a little minute. Later on today, we're also doing a live in 2 hours. So if you see this video and you see my name, Steelers Nation Australia is live, click that, come and join the community, have a bit of fun. Over the last 17 hours of doing draft coverage on day 1, day 2, and yesterday I did all my shout outs, so thank you to everyone. But all that kind of stuff happening was so much fun. And as you guys know, or most of you guys know out there, I'm not a draft guy. So I'm hoping to, over the next few weeks, months, years, keep learning more and more and more about our draftees, the 2024 draft class. Now, let's do a quick summary on who those players were. And then in today's video, I'm going to share a podcast clip from day 2 with Maddie Peverill and Shannon White, where we discuss Zach Frazier, because Shannon White is a huge West Virginia fan, the Mountaineers, and he loves the pick. And yeah, we're going to talk about him and give you my perspective on it too. But this stuff ain't stopping. Like, I'm just happy now. Like, mock drafts, I kind of get over, but I'm happy at this point that now I can go and research and learn about the actual players the Pittsburgh Steelers got. And what it seems like to me is the Steelers have a center that can play for the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. They got their guy at center. That's what it seems like to me. And I think Steeler Nation all around the world are pretty happy what they got. Here's a recap. We have here, here it is too. Number 20, tackle Troy Fautanu. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name. Fautanu, like that, or Fautanu. From Washington. Center, Zach Frazier, West Virginia. Roman Wilson, Michigan. Receiver, linebacker, Peyton Willis, NC State. Guard, Mason McCormick. Dude, I'm pretty keen to learn more about Mason McCormick too. He looks like a running bull out there. The highlights that I did see of him, big bloke wearing the Jack Rabbits uniform, and he looks like a running bull, just messing people. So he's our guard. That's pretty cool. We then had Logan Lee, defensive lineman, 178, and Ryan Watts, cornerback, which I have heard some ideas that he might be playing safety. So we got the tackle, center, receiver, linebacker, guard, defensive line, and cornerback. Now, there was one thing I saw out there in the Twitterverse. If I can find it on my Twitter, I will bring it up, because apparently this is the first time in about 50 years the Steelers have used their first 5 selections in the NFL draft on offensive linemen for the first time since 1976. Shout out to Dale Lollies. That's kind of interesting. Right here. So back we go to the pick that was Zach Frazier. Now, from my personal standpoint, I've seen some highlights. I watched his interview just now. He's fantastic. I like the idea how he was a wrestler in college too. He's got that steel mentality about him. Also, watching the footage of him break his leg and to win the game, he put his hand up and said, "You know what? I'm going to run off the court, run off the field, and not cost his team a timeout." He seems like a selfless player. He seems like a team player. Seems like he's got everything that is going right for him in terms of football. He loves football. He loves to play. He sounds like Nate Herbig. The game of football, I don't care what you do. He just seems like a football guy from head to toe. Now, I saw some few highlights. I'm not an analyst bloke or anything like that, but he's pushing him around, and the Steelers had a massive void at center. Huge void at center. Anyways, let's play this conversation from Shannon White and Maddie Peverill, and they can give you more of an insight, because now my goal is to try and learn more and more and more as best I can about what he means to the team. But for me, in reality, they've got their tackle, they've got now their center. The Steelers should be set, hopefully, to work into the future, into this year, into next year, and keep on building on what Omar Khan and Andy Weidel, both those blokes, are starting to build up the lines on both sides, on the offensive line and defensive line. They're just trying to build things up. Maybe next year they go towards D-line, but this year they thought, let's get a tackle, a center, and a guard. Anyways, here's Shannon White going absolutely crazy about this pick. We'll get him in right now,
Yeah, bring Shannon in. Bring him in, man. I'm so stoked.
I don't even know what I was going to say. So let's get in Shannon White. What's going on, mate?
How happy
That's what I'm going to say. I'm so happy. I'm happy.
Give us a shout out. Give us the.
Woo!
Can you tell us?
I was
is this guy
on.
the next legend? Is this the next legend? Is this the next Damani Dawson, Mike Webster? Who, like?
Oh yeah, it's a legacy center. He's the next legacy center. I'm telling you. I was just on the Steel Curtain Network, and they kept me on because they wanted me to see they wanted to see my reaction.
Yep.
And everybody's like, "Don't have a heart attack," and I'm like,
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Be careful.
keep the vapors in there. I'm so excited. I'm stoked. I mean, to get Fuatu in the first and then get Frazier at 51, and now they're set for a good long time.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
I mean, I just brought up the
Frazier-
stats as well, and like, I mean, this is huge. Adonai Mitchell's just gone off the board. I don't mean to move straight to the next pick, but like, for me, Shannon, I was just saying they've let the ball fall to them for the board fall to them for 2 picks. Now is when you go up and you trade up and you go get Malachi Corley and you set your Steelers offense up literally for the next 4 years, like kickbox.
I got a super chat here for $2. Says for Shannon's enthusiasm. So when I see you next in 2025 for the draft or 26, I'll buy you a beer, Shannon. Okay, courtesy of Sean, I'll buy you a beer.
Okay, well, I don't drink, but you can buy me something else to drink.
Do you drink alcohol or like
No,
no? You like coffee?
not really. You just
How you
buy me a
so,
soda.
how you
We're
so
cool.
full of energy? I'll just show you Zach Frazier's highlights. There
Yes.
you go. Sweet. That's good, man. So are you a WV
Yeah.
fan? What?
Shannon
Yeah,
was
I'm
in West
from
Virginia.
West Virginia. Yes.
Right. There you go.
I mean,
Is he there?
I wanted this one so bad. The last time I wanted somebody, the Steelers to pick somebody this bad was Ben Roethlisberger.
Right.
Yeah. Am I coming through?
Yeah,
I
you're
think
back.
so.
Now.
You
You're
were
back.
a bit
You're back
chubby
now. You're back
before,
now.
but it's all good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but the last time I hollered out with a pick was Ben Roethlisberger. So, but yeah, I'm just ecstatic.
John Quest. Bring up John Quest's comment. You drink water? Not really. My granddad used to say he liked to drink. He always kept his cool though, but he used to say he passed 3 days before Mark and I started doing podcasts, funnily enough. But he used to say water's for washing. That was his saying.
What did he drink beers a lot?
Mate, he liked the beers, the cognacs, I never ever saw them a bloke drunk though. Like he was, not like that. But it was just funny. He used to be like, "Do you want a water, Grandpa? Water's for washing."
That's a fair point. So what's okay? Let's dive into Zach Frazier. So he's going to dead set start, right, Shannon? So what do you think is going to happen? Does he have to fight for a job? Or is he dead set having it?
I think it's his job. He's basically 4 years experience at a Power 5 school. He's played against a lot of NFL players now, current, and guys that's going to be drafted this year. I don't think it's going to be as huge of a jump it would be for like Kendrick Green when he was switching positions or some of these other guys. Thing about Frazier, people's got to understand. This kid's a champion in everything he does. He's a multi-time academic All-American.
Yep.
In high school, he was the state heavyweight wrestling champ 4 years in a row. He won 2 football state championships in high school. At WVU, he solidified their line. They're not known for having great offensive lines, but he's a battler. He's old school. I said last night, and I said it on the other podcast, if you've seen the movie Armageddon, when they're talking about Bruce Willis pushing that button to save humanity, and they're like, we got to go back. Something's wrong. And Ben Affleck's like, no, just wait. And he says, why? And he says, he won't fail. Henry won't fail. And he says, how do you know? How do you know? And he says, he don't know how. Frazier has never tried anything and failed. I mean, if he struggles early, he will put in the work. You know, Alex Highsmith, they brought Alex Highsmith in, and he didn't have great burst. He did not set a great edge, and he had to get stronger. Well, he come back after the first off season, and he set a great edge, and he got stronger. But he still wasn't a really good pass rusher. Come back the next year, and he had double-digit sacks. What I'm saying is guys who have that work ethic realize their weakness, and then they do something about it.
And you've been calling for him for what? The last few months, haven't you? Saying
Oh, yeah, that's been my target. And then when the Steelers showed so much interest in him, it just was the perfect union. I've been saying, Maddie knows, I've been saying since the beginning of the whole process before the combine that he was destined to be the Steelers' next legacy center. And I love Creed Humphrey. Creed Humphrey was the best center that I've evaluated. But, of course, the Steelers passed on him. And it broke my heart. But now they fixed that problem.
When's the last time you reckon Steelers have gone back-to-back O-line like that?
It's a while.
Yeah.
Was it DeCastro year? Did they go back-to-back? No.
2010? Maybe, something like that. Was it like Pouncey
Was it when they took that was it Adams out of Ohio State in the second round? Who did they take in the first round?
Dan Moore and Green were picked in the same draft, I think.
Yeah, but
that's not back-to-back 1 and 2. But I want to say this.
Yeah.
I want to say this. Troy Fautanu was number 11 on Daniel Jeremiah's top 150. Number 11. We got him at 20. Zach Frazier was number 37, and we got him at 51. Right now, if you're grading the Steelers draft, he's A+. You got the best pure center in the draft.
Yep.
You got the best versatile O-lineman, versatile tackle that can play both sides. You got the best guy in the, one of the best O-linemen in the draft at 20, rated number 11. You get this guy, as I just said, Zach Frazier, 37 at 51. Like the Steelers are literally right now 23 picks ahead in terms of what the value is on their draft. They're a plus 23. And when we go back, I'm going to go back and rate some of the top teams in the NFL based on where they drafted a guy. And like to be plus 23 through 2 rounds, and when you're not picking, as what Shannon said, when you're picking in what's considered draft purgatory around the average of pick, 18 to 25 in the draft within each round, that is freaking amazing right now. Like Khan is cooking. The Khan artist is working, man. We're talking about Mike Tomlin effing working. Khan is effing working.
You know what he's had to do? Nothing.
Exactly. That's what I said before you got on. The draft board has literally just fallen to them. Like he's not even had to do anything.
It's fallen to him.
Mate, it's like he's put the slow cooker on and it's just cooking away. The slow cooker is cooking.